Welcome back to the hardest and toughest rebuild challenge that I'm ever doing on NCAA Football '07 Dynasty. I went into my first year using Prairie View A&M, and this is the second game I'm going up against Louisville, who is ranked number 10. If you guys did not see that first week matchup of hell, well, you're not missing much because this is pretty much a replay of week one with week two matchup against Louisville, as I could not simply do anything. I pretty much got cooked this entire game. I could not pass, I could not run. I mean, look at that. Running a option play, I'm instantly getting sacked. Impact players making plays. I mean, that's what you expect to see when you have a trash team trying to compete. And because these results, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to win a single game this season with this team. So I simulated, and come to find out, I lost every single match by a mile. I got blown out in every single game except two games or three games, which shockingly I got points. Now, during this simulation, I was focusing my skills on trying to recruit a quarterback. Now, the players that I picked for recruiting, of course, not one of them I was able to get. Now, what threw me a curveball was a certain quarterback that lasted me until week 13. Now, his name is Anthony Washington, who pretty much accepted to go to USC. I was in battle with USC school, but he had my school first for like 6 weeks straight. I was like, yes, I'm going to get this top tier 3-star quarterback who's ranked number 17 in the nation for his position. I was like, yes, I'm finally going to get a quarterback. And come to find out, USC ended up making him visit the week before we got him to visit, and that's what made him pick USC over us when he didn't even get to visit our school, even though we was trash. Now, Notre Dame's quarterback wins the Heisman, so heading into off season, I had to focus everything on trying to recruit after not being able to get one person at all. Now, this is the top 25 at the end of the season. You guys see the records and the ranks. You guys can pause it. But I want you guys to focus on one team who is Navy, who came into this year dominating and they made it barely in the top 25. And check out their record, man. They was 11-1. Now, reason why you guys need to focus on them is because we end up playing them first in next season. But before we get to do that, this is the scores from the bowl games as Florida takes out Notre Dame in the national championship. So, Notre Dame has a Heisman winning quarterback, but he couldn't get it done in the big game to win it all as Florida takes it all. Now, it was pretty interesting to see what teams made it to certain big bowl games and just seeing where dominating teams from nowadays was back then and to see where they're at in these bowl matches is pretty crazy to see how dominant they came over the years, but flashback so many years later, just seeing where they're at is pretty entertaining to witness. Now, that the season is pretty much over. Like I said, this is a rebuild. Just from playing, I knew for a fact that there was no way in hell that myself or anybody would be able to beat any team with this particular team. I mean, it's just, you can't. Like, I even put it on rookie mode on the second match and I still got slapped by the CPU. That's how tough this rebuild is with this team. This team was pretty much the worst team in the game, had nothing but 40 overall players. So, now having piss poor recruiting, I had to try to fight for some players in the off season. So I'll focus my recruiting, a little bit training, and don't have to worry about too much on discipline for the team. So I was getting two transfer players, which I won't see until the next season. So running back from BYU and receiver from Oklahoma. So unfortunately, you guys won't see them for this upcoming next season, but you guys see them in the following season. Now, once again, I was focusing on quarterbacks. This is one of them, Dominique Rest Press, and you guys see that he had decent ratings. My main focus was looking at the accuracy and their field awareness ratings. And this quarterback, Jeremiah McNeil, was one of the players that I really liked compared to the other quarterback. And this was the person I really focused on. Now, I try to focus on other key positions, but mostly I was trying to focus on trying to get a quarterback for this team to pretty much start everything up. So, out of the two quarterbacks that I battled for, I ended up getting the one that I really wanted, and I was shocked because I thought once again I wasn't going to get any quarterbacks because it looked like both was not wanting to come to a trash school, and Jeremiah McNeil pulled through in the clutch, and he's going to play for your boy. So we get number 17, the backup to number 18, who is trash, which obviously 17 is trash as well, but we're not going to see him at all unless McNeil gets hurt. But to run this team, Jeremiah McNeil is going to be the dog for this team to run things for the next couple years. All we got to do is pretty much build around him. Now, I get to choose my impact players heading into this next season, and I did not know that, the transfer players I was going to pick for offense. Well, obviously, I only can pick one, but I picked one of the transfer players, which was the receiver from Oklahoma, knowing or not knowing that I wouldn't be able to see him until the following season. So this season, I'm not going to be able to see him or the running back from BYU. So I did not know that until after the fact. So on defense, I ended up picking the D tackle. He's a 52 overall person that I wanted in the trenches just to kind of stuff anything in the run game, especially, and try to get some pressure. So that's why I picked the D tackle for this situation. He was one of the top players to pick from. It was either him or the safety, but I wanted somebody to start in the trenches. So heading into next season, this was the automatic format for the scheduling, and look who we play first. The team that just made it in the top 25 from last season, dominant record, Navy. We got a tough schedule near the end, but I'm not looking forward to Navy. So, coming into the season, I'm just picking a top lineman, trying to recruit the hell out of them, and hopefully I can get somebody. Highly doubt I'll get anybody because, especially last season, I wasn't able to get anybody, and that was just from 2-star to 3-star caliber players. This is the top, pretty much the top players at that position in the nation I'm trying to recruit. So, just trying to get lucky. All these other players I'm picking, I'm not focused on. I'm just picking whatever. But I'm trying to get the top linemen for left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, and right tackle. Just to build that piece around McNeil. So, without further ado, let's get into our first game of the season as we kick things off with Navy. So, I won the ball first. I want to see how McNeil does. The very first play, he's going to throw a deep dime to our freshman receiver, Smith. We got two freshman players at receiver that is going to pretty much shine throughout seasons to come, and you guys going to see it being done in today's match. A couple pass plays I could not connect with a catch as we was getting hit. Navy's defenders was able to knock the ball loose, but compared to last season, I was able to throw the ball, which right here should have been a pick if the other defender did not swat the ball. So not bad. We finally get in the red zone, which we couldn't even do last year. So we want to see how good our kicker was, and yeah, he was absolutely trash. So now knowing that we can't depend on special teams, we got to go for it every single time. Now facing Navy, they had dual threat impact players for the run game, and my God, do I hate the option, the wishbone offense. This was a very tough to stop. Now I know for a fact that they wouldn't be able to pass because they're a run heavy team, but they proved me wrong as they threw a dime right here towards the sidelines and gets a foot in bounds, and that's a catch, people. Yes, Navy caught me off guard with that, and then back to the run. They should have easy touchdown right here. Not once, but twice. They get, right there to score, and I don't know. For some reason, the running back got out of balance, but they gave him the first and goal. Now it comes down to this red zone defense. From the past, we couldn't stop nothing. And shockingly, out of this wishbone offense that Navy ran, we was able to barely stop them from scoring the touchdown, holding them to just a field goal. And look at this cheese. We got a celebration flag, which is kind of crazy at the end of this match. What happens with that when we get it in our favor? But shockingly, that did not give them a first down, kept them on fourth and goal, and they had to settle for a field goal. I was super impressed with the defensive stop. I mean, to hold them within 1 yard is pretty insane. Now, trying to capitalize on our lost possession with a missed field goal, we get a big passing play. It just feels good that I'm able to throw passes. Right here, McNeil gets hit on the pass and throws a dot 1-on-1. If I see that, I'm throwing it deep regardless. Now knowing that I'm able to throw the ball accurately. Compared to last season, I can even throw within 5 yards. Yeah, it feels much better, people. Using the D tackle, making plays with him. I mean, it felt good to stuff the run. So it was great that I picked him, not knowing that I was going to have Navy as our first matchup. As right here, they should have broke free, and our safety done a good job stuffing that breakout run possible for a touchdown. We end up getting the turnover. It's closing in on the ending of the third quarter, and right here, after getting a flag on 1st and 20, we end up getting sacked. So now we're backed up to 2nd and 30. But I'm not worried because McNeil can throw a dime and he connects with Smith, getting us closer to the first down marker. Now we just need to, get that first down. Route was ran kind of sluggish on this hitch route. We threw an incomplete pass, but we go for it and we end up almost connecting with Smith, which shockingly he drops the ball. So I gave Navy a great field position as we drop a pick right there. And now they can pretty much win the game. Just chew clock and pretty much possibly score by ground and pounding us. And unfortunately, they threw a bad read right there on 4th and 3 as they couldn't really pass the ball for some odd reason, which was shocking. And our defense stops them. Now we try to run the ball, knowing that we can't really run the ball, so we end up trying to go back to passing. On the hit, should have been an interception, and they don't get it, but they got excessive celebration. We're getting the home field advantage cheese with the refs on our side. Get a big flag on that on 3rd and 11, and that gives us a first down. So they're only left with one timeout. We try to run the ball again. They're stuffing us. We couldn't really get nothing. And they still have a chance to stop us and possibly score and win the game. Comes down to this 3rd and 1. I was like, let me run a read option, keep it with the quarterback, because I wasn't expecting them to stop it. And of course, they stopped it. But yet, they have another excessive celebration right in front of the referee. And the ref said, nah, we're scripting this. We're going to make y'all lose. They throw the flag and they give us, once again, another free first down. And that sells us a win. Oh my goodness, if it wasn't for the refs, we probably would have lost this game. Ain't that some cheese, people? But it doesn't matter. We can finally pass the ball. It makes a big difference, and we get our first win of the new season with McNeil carrying this team. Let me know what you guys think about this challenge so far, this rebuild with Prairie View A&M, and see how we do throughout the season and multiple seasons to come. Also, bear with me on the volume. I'm trying to tweak the volume on this $200 mic. So if you guys hear noises in the background, that's why. But other than that, stay tuned for the series, subscribe, and let's see how this turns out. See you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.